Hello everyone. Welcome to this online open event for our MSc programs at UCL Mechanical Engineering. So my name is Li Wei Guo. I'm a lecturer in the department and also deputy department tutor for MSc students. So as you may from different parts of the world, I suppose I should say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So in this session, first I'll briefly give you an overview about UCL, our department, and altogether all the programs. And then I open the floor to questions. So the most of the time will be for you to ask questions. So for UCL, as we know, we established since 1826, and consistently we are among the top 10 universities in the world. So some numbers in the proof about our reputation. So we are second in the UK for research, and we have 11 academic faculties, 32 Nobel laureates, and over 150 nationalities from all around the world. So we are truly a global university, and we welcome you, no matter where you're in the world, to study here for undergraduate programs, over 400 and over 700 of MSc programs. So for the faculty, we are Faculty of Engineering Sciences. We have 10 academic departments. So our department is mechanical engineering. I'll say a bit more about this later. Our education all research lab. So over 97% of our engineering research is world leading or internationally excellent. So here you can get the cutting edge information from all fronts of engineering. And our department is mechanical engineering. So we are the first mechanical engineering department established in England. So we just celebrated our 175 years anniversary. We have over 1,100 students from over 70 countries. And we have 150 researchers who can help you in no matter whatever research area you're interested in for your course and also for your individual projects. We have 65 academics, including 28 full professors, and we have 3 undergraduate programs. For you, we have 9 MSc programs. So as I said, all our education, MSc and undergraduate studies, all led by research. So we are a very big department with multidisciplinary research, mainly in 4 kind of themes. So biomechanical engineering, energy and environment, marine autonomy and robotic systems, and material structures and manufacturing. As you can see, it covers almost all the areas of not only traditional mechanical engineering, but more of the more recent topics about emerging kind of research in mechanical engineering. So for more kind of detailed information, you can visit our website to get more details. And now I'll invite the program director from each MSc program to say a few words about their own programs. So first, it's Mechanical Engineering MSc program. Lama.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lama. I am a lecturer in Engineering, Mathematics, and Computing at the department, and I am the MSc Mechanical Engineering Deputy Director. So this program is structured around a number of compulsory and optional modules. This means you can choose to personalize your learning based on your individual interest and desired specialism. To view the extensive module information for this program, please visit the prospectus page of our program. You will have access to a range of modules that delve into advanced engineering topics like FEM, CFD analysis, thermodynamics, turbomachinery, vibration, acoustics. Additionally, you will explore applied modules such as power transmission, auxiliary machine systems, as well as renewable energy systems. Now, we seek students with a strong academic background who have excelled in their undergraduate studies. Remember, in your statement, clearly articulate your reasons for studying mechanical engineering and your career goals. Also, we look for strong academic references, or if it has been a few years since you graduate, a reference from your workplace would be also great. We highly value industrial experience, so please highlight any relevant experience in your CV when you apply, and your personal statement as well. If you have been working as a professional engineer and you wish to continue your studies at the master level, we are very much looking for candidates like you to enrich our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lama. So next one, biomaterials and tissue engineering. Jie, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ji Huang. I'm the program director for biomaterials and tissue engineering. And our course is really multi-interdiscipline. We track the student from both physical science, engineering, also the life science, including the graduates from pharmacies, medicine, and dentistry. And then we have the lectures not only from mechanical engineering and also the colleague from the UCL Division of Medicine, School Pharmacies, and then the Dental Institute, and really cover the state of art, the topic in biomaterials and tissue engineering. And then the entry requirement is very similar as Lama just mentioned. We want the good student interested in the biomaterial tissue engineering, healthcare, and then the minimum requirement is the 2-2 in science, engineering, or a degree in medicines. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Jie. Thank you. So next one, engineering with finance, Stavroula.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Stavroula Balabani. I'm a professor of fluid mechanics in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and I'm the director of the Engineering with Finance, also the Engineering with Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So Engineering with Finance is a unique program in which we try to combine a strong engineering element with some management and financial knowledge and skills so that the graduates from this program can appreciate the financial potential of any engineering solution, also be able to manage projects and turn their engineering designs into viable propositions. So we take normally undergraduate students who have excelled in their undergraduate program. They have a strong 2-1 background. They have a clear motivation as to why they want to study engineering with finance, certain goals in terms of their career aspirations, and a strong reference. We are looking primarily for strong engineering background, but occasionally, and depending on the experience and the industrial experience of the students, we might consider students who come with an applied physical sciences degree. This program has a strong financial element, but the emphasis is on engineering. So if you're looking for a financial engineering degree, this program is not for you because it's primarily an engineering program. So if you graduate from this program, then you can see careers in both engineering and finance. And we do have alumni who have basically succeeded in both. I would be happy to answer any further questions you might have.
Thank you, Stavroula. So this one's still with you.
Okay. Yes, so this is the second program directing, and again, this is another unique program we are offering in the sense that it combines a strong engineering element with aspects of entrepreneurship. So in this program, you will acquire knowledge and skills in engineering subjects that are essential to create new technologies, for example, materials, robotics and control, new renewable energy. But at the same time, you will be exposed to some knowledge and understanding on entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial finance that you will need to start looking at the market value of your engineering designs. The engineering designs can come from your group project, which is a substantial element of the program, or the individual a project. So again, this program can equip you with the skills that are required to seek diverse careers in industry, and these careers can be as an engineer, as a product designer in an engineering company, but at the same time you might want to start thinking about a startup to spin out your own ideas. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefula. Thank you. Yeah, so the next one is future manufacturing and nanoscale engineering. So I'll talk about this program because I'm the deputy director for this MSc program. So this is a new program we only launched last year at our new campus, UCL East, based at Stratford. Previously it was the Olympic Park for 2012 London Olympics. So for this program, we focus on manufacturing and materials. So for your undergraduate studies, no matter if you're from background of general mechanical engineering or more like materials or manufacturing, this is the program for you. Or maybe you start something else and you want to move on to focus more on this kind of nanoscale engineering. So again, this is the would be a fit for your background and experience. So for this program, we focus on practical skills to train you in a holistic way from the entire workflow, from design, manufacture, test of the new materials and the new manufacturing methods. We have a lot of lab sessions thanks to our brand new facilities at UCL East. And all these kind of lab sessions will contribute to your knowledge and also skills to help you get ready for the future jobs. Although we are a very young program, but our graduates already working in some of the big world-leading companies. So last year is our first year graduate. They have jobs like in Rolls-Royce in the UK and Xiaomi in China. So yeah, happy to answer more detailed questions later in the Q&A session. So next one is manufacturing with innovation and enterprise. Rafa?
Thank you, Li Wei. My name is Rafael. I am the Program Director of Manufacturing with Innovation and Enterprise. In our program, we aim to connect manufacturing and engineering with business skills and entrepreneurship. Our program concentrates on manufacturing, nanoengineering, advanced characterization, material design, and sustainability. We have individual and group projects. They all have a strong emphasis in innovation. As part of our training, we cover a broad base of business skills while focusing on the commercialization of advanced manufacturing. Same as the previous program, we are based in the new UCL Marshgate campus. This is UCL East, where we have very modern facilities. So you can carry on your research projects in world-leading academic spaces. We have various careers programs, employer-led events, and access to industrial experience through our projects. As part of the program, you can take any modules from advanced computer applications, material design for manufacturing, precision manufacturing, sustainability analysis, mastering entrepreneurship, entrepreneur finance, and of course, you have individual and group projects. We're looking for the students with an upper second or equivalent of an upper second in science and engineering, practically every branch, as long as you have a strong interest in modern manufacturing and the commercialization of your ideas. Thank you, Li Wei.
Thank you, Rafa. So now we move on to marine engineering. Tom?
Hello, everybody. Apologies, my camera isn't working, so hopefully you can all hear me. So the Marine Engineering MSc is quite a multidisciplinary program. We take students typically from both who've recently finished an undergraduate degree, but also quite a few who've been in industry for a few years. And we focus very much on the design and analysis of systems that go on board marine platforms, ships, submarines, and also things like offshore renewable energy. So we have an increasing focus towards autonomous systems now, as well as the marine environment, and novel and alternative propulsion and fuels. In terms of students, we take students from a broad range of backgrounds, typically with an upper second class degree. One of the unique features of our Marine Engineering MSc program is our ship design exercise, where you will get to work alongside students on our other program, the Naval Architecture program, to develop a concept design in a team And this is a great opportunity for you to be able to work closely with some of our industry partners, receive feedback from them, undertake design reviews, and then present your design to industry at the end of the course. So any questions, do let me know at the end of this session.
So Tom, still with you, naval architecture.
Yes, okay, so similar in terms of structure, in terms of how we run this program, but here we're very much focused on the design of ships and offshore platforms. So this includes classical naval architecture, so hydrodynamics, stability, seakeeping and ship structures, but also focusing on some modern contemporary issues around things like sustainability, alternative fuels, low emission technology, and other areas that affect the ocean environment. One of the another nice feature of this program, and indeed also of the marine engineering program, is over the last few years we have been able to offer students field trips as part of their research projects. So they've been able to go out and work at sea and conduct experiments at sea as part of their research. So some unique opportunities to get involved with some cutting edge research if you embark on either of these programs.
Thank you, Tom. So last but definitely not least, power system engineering, Yuan Chang.
Thank you, Li Wei. Hello, everyone. My name is Yuan Chang Liu. I'm the program director for power system engineering, and also I'm the head of the marine research group, which is one of the 4 research groups in the department. So regarding the power system engineering, it has been very unique in 2 different ways. First of all, the power system is sitting in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Therefore, we're offering not only the power systems knowledge, but also the fundamental knowledges in mechanical engineering. And secondly, this program has been the only program that's been doing the electrical engineering and automation at UCL. So if you do want to study these topics, this is probably the only program that you can find. And the aim of this program is actually to equip you with with the knowledges that will let you to be able to tackle the very popular challenges currently, for example, the decarbonization, electrification, etc., etc. So we offer you the electrical machine design program, which will help you to understand, for example, the electrical cars and how and these propulsion systems. We'll also offer you the module in, for example, power electronics and renewable energies, and that will help you with understanding the transition into decarbonization in the future. We also offer you the modules in, for example, robotics and automation, and that will help you understand the most recent topics in AI and automation. Regarding the admission, the minimum entry requirement for this program is T1 in UK degree, and we also welcome the applicants with intensive industry background. And I'm happy to take more questions afterwards.
Thank you, Yuan Chang. So that's an overview about our 9 MSc programs. But your life here at UCL is definitely beyond the lecture theater and the labs on campus. We have the centrally organized UCL events and student societies for you to join. And also we have connections with UK-wide professional societies to give you support and kind of career advice. And also have a network within the industry to organize you for kind of different field trips to companies, factories, and connect our modules here from the real world. Okay, so that's the presentation. And as I said, we'll leave plenty of time for you to ask questions. And for more detailed information, you can feel free to check our website or send us emails. Okay, thank you all. Now I'll open the floor to questions. So you can just ask your questions or put your question in the chat.
There's a question in the chat, Li Wei.
Okay.
What are the group projects that are mentioned in a few programs? What do you do in these projects?
Okay, so we have different forms of group projects. I think for every MSc program, we have some certain kind of group projects. For example, you have the group project to design something and more kind of the focus on innovation and different new technologies. But also we have these group projects we call group manufacturing challenges, focus on different materials. For example, the metal, polymers, composite material, and different manufacturing methods. You will be able to use 3D printer, 5-axis CNC machine, like this cutting edge machines to manufacture prototypes. And then you can take it to the lab to do testing and prove that your conceptual design. So group work is essential part of all of our MSc programs, because in the real world, you definitely will be working in the groups. So we help you develop this kind of teamwork skills, and also to help you learn from each other in the groups.
Okay, we have another question. What's the difference between engineering with innovation and entrepreneurship MSc and manufacturing with innovation and enterprise MSc?
Stavroula and Rafa?
I think, Rafa and I can answer this. So the Manufacturing Innovation Enterprise is a new MSc program, which is a route from the Engineering with Innovation program. Although both programs have a similar structure in the sense that they both try to combine engineering with entrepreneurship. In the Engineering with Innovation, we look in engineering as a whole, whereas in the manufacturing innovation, we look at manufacturing innovation. So there are specific manufacturing related courses that run at UCL List, and I think Rafa can describe those better than me. Rafa?
Thank you. You hear me, right? Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely right. Stavroula, thank you so much. So just to give you an idea, for example, in engineering with innovation and enterprise, we have topics such as materials and fatigue, whereas in manufacturing with innovation, we have fundamentals of nanoengineering. The entrepreneurial finance and master entrepreneurships are shared by the two programs, but for example, in engineering with innovation, we have new and renewable energy systems, and in manufacturing with innovation, we have advanced characterization. Then most of the optional modules are shared, but we have other modules in manufacturing with innovation, such as material design for manufacturing, precision manufacturing, and sustainability analysis. As I did say, manufacturing is really about manufacturing, whether it's a conventional manufacturing, but of course the state of the art using a 5-axis machine, 3D printing, additive manufacturing, all the way to nanoscale manufacturing, while the other one is more focused on engineering. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you, Rafa. So basically, the Manufacturing Innovation Enterprise looks at future manufacturing technologies, whereas the Engineering with Innovation is looking at engineering as a whole. The engineering elements can be in robotics, can be in energy, and it can be in materials as well.
Thank you, Stavroula and Rafa. So I see the next question. Are there scholarships available for international students offered by the biomaterials and tissue engineering? So Jie, could you please answer this question about scholarships?
I think UCL have some scholarship, but not particularly for this biomaterials or teaching engineering program. And I'm not quite sure the scholarship is offered particularly for international students, but we're looking into that. I'm sorry, I couldn't switch on my video because it crashed previously.
That's okay. Thank you, Jie. So next question is, what's the department cohort like in terms of diversity? Where do students come from? So as you can see in my previous slides, we have a very diverse kind of cohort from all around the world, especially for MSc students. We have home students, obviously, and also international students from, let's see, China and Southeast Asia, the US and South America, all these different parts of the world. So we do have a very diverse cohort. So next question is, I have a question. What is the structure of your MSc program? Can students choose electives or tailor our learning experience to specific interest? Thank you. So, okay, so this question about elective modules, yes, you have compulsory modules for each program. If you check the website for your specific program, you can see we have the list of compulsory modules and the list of optional and elective modules. That's modules you can choose from. But also we can, for every MSc program, you need to do a final project, mostly individual project. In that project, we offer you kind of a very wide variety of different topics from the entire department, proposed by academics or proposed by industry. So that gives you also the freedom to choose a project that fits your interest in a very specific area.
Can I interject here a little bit, though, just to clarify that although the students are able to choose like a certain number of modules from a list of optional modules, these optional modules still have to reflect the learning outcomes of a particular program, and you're not free to choose any module from UCL to tailor the learning experience.
Yeah, exactly. So when you check the website, you can see we have a list. So that list is approved elective modules for you to choose from. So next question, what kinds of roles do your alumni do? And is there a network for alumni so they can help guide people get jobs afterwards? Maybe for different programs, if you can have some story to share here about alumni.
Can I answer a couple of things on
Yeah,
that
sure.
with alumni? Because I liaise with quite a lot of alumni. Well, some of the alumni, once they graduate, they go into things like engineering consultancy roles. Some of them are employed in the automobile industry. Some go into the finance field. Some are CEOs of their own startup companies. So they go to a variety of career roles after graduation. Some of them go into maritime industry. They work for the maritime, they become ship consultants. And we do have a network of alumni. We're actually trying to grow that more. We've had, this year, we've had 2 or 3 panel events which were hosted by alumni, MSc alumni, and undergraduate alumni, where they come in and talk about their educational experience. They also talk about the current roles that they're doing. And Stavrula may have more to add to that, because she invites alumni to come in and talk.
Yes, thank you, Valerie. We have normally our alumni are very keen to come back and talk to the students and keep engaging with the students. And so we do invite them back, and we are trying to come up with a way of establishing a kind of mentoring, so to engage this alumni a little bit better in the form of a network of mentors, which can help not only with the learning experience, but also with project selection and what comes afterwards.
And just to add, some of our alumni, they do come back and talk to students about projects with industry, and some have even proposed a couple of topics within the companies that they work for. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you, Valerie. Stavrula, thank you. So next question, when can I get a result for the current application? So we have a streamlined workflow to review and make decision on applications from UCL Central to our department to program directors. So our objective is to process all these applications as fast as we can. So we don't have a fixed kind of date for you to receive the result for your application, but yeah, we are processing all the applications as a kind of efficient way. But also, if you're waiting for result of your application, feel free to send us reminders and ask for update or something like that. So where are the field trips for naval architecture? Tom, can I ask this question?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the question. So we hold, there's sort of two types of field trips we've done over the past few years. There are field trips that all students are welcome to take part on, which are typically lasting either one day, or sometimes we've done field trips for a couple of days, often to leading shipyards in Europe, leading experimental facilities here in the UK, as well as some historical ships and historical, for example, the Submarine Museum here in the UK. We also offer, so the longer ones, which are tied to research projects over the past couple of years, they have taken place in the UK. So we have been doing fieldwork off the coast of the UK, so traveling to somewhere on the coast where we're working with particular vessels and spending some time out at sea, either for a day or for several days at a time. And that's more on the research side as part of your individual research project.
Thank you, Tom. Next question, are there some internship opportunities? Valerie and Rafa, could you maybe say a few words about this question?
Just a few things I'd like to say. Yes, there are opportunities for internships. We have quite a lot of companies that do liaise with us regarding any of their opportunities. We advertise those through our channels to students, and sometimes we even have them come in and do events like a presentation where they get the opportunity to promote their internships or graduate roles. We also do have our own mechanical engineering careers fair. There is also an engineering fair that is kind of hosted by the engineering careers for the faculty, but we also have our own engineering fair that we have every year, where we get companies that will come in that want to promote their opportunities to students within our department. We also guide students to the various platforms where they could look for internships and graduate roles as well. And also there might be some opportunities to do like an internship if you select a project with industry. Some of the companies would prefer you to work through the summer, and the work that you do actually it counts as part of your individual project.
Yeah, Rafa, could you share some stories? I know you previously proposed some like the projects with industry.
Yeah, I'm going to start by saying that internships are also open to international students, not necessarily just local students. International students might have a limitation on how many hours they can work, but internships are open to international students as well. The last time I counted, there are about a couple of dozens of internships available to students. So in manufacturing with innovation and enterprise, and in most other programs, such as mechanical engineering and power systems, what the students see is a pool of projects, and they will see whether the project is supported by industry in three kind of forms. We have mentorships, we have internships. Valerie, can you remind me what is the third option?
Yeah, the other one might be through an unpaid work placement, where because of the nature of the project, they have to work at the company, but they don't necessarily get paid, but that's the way they get information to support their project. So it's a work placement.
Yep. Thank you, Valerie. So most of our students in manufacturing with innovation have to take a project with connection with industry or a self-proposed project. In my case, every year I personally offer two internships, one with AFCA and the other one with Archipelago Technology. So the students have a small fund, about £500, which they can use in the 3 months that last the individual project. Most of my students use the funding to travel to the company, and then the company pays them a minimum salary as part of the internships. We have students coming from power systems. We have, at the end of the internships, if they do a very good job, there is nothing stopping them from applying to an internal job. And in my case, in the last 2 years, I got students staying at the company at the end of the project. So that is one in Archipelago and one in AFCA. You can see the stories in LinkedIn, by the way. They are open to the public.
Thank you, Rafa and Valerie. So move on to next question. For the biomaterial and tissue engineering, how many entries are available for the next session? So Jie?
Good question. I think our ideal size probably around 20, but the program is very popular. We have 34 students for the current year. So I kind of expect it will be similar number for the coming year. And then it's a really good mix with the home student and international student and good balance between the female and male. So yeah, it's very good program.
Thank you, Jie. Next question, I'm applying for other universities as well. Okay, we understand. So would like to ask what makes your program in UCL different from other unis? Okay, so maybe I can start with the future manufacturing and nano-scale engineering. So we see our program, this program is unique because we have the brand new lab facilities at UCL East. This program focuses on, as I mentioned, practical skills. You're not only doing conceptual design or making designs on paper or computational modeling. Obviously, we have computational modeling element, but you'll be able to make things in the labs for different materials, composite, metal, polymers, and also we provide you with also different machinery. For example, the 5-axis CNC machine, you're not just observing, you actually will be able to use it, obviously under supervision. So all this kind of makes this entire program for you to get hands-on experiential learning. So that's, I would say, unique about the future manufacturing and nano-scale engineering. If you're interested in lab work, doing things, make things in labs, so this is a program for you. So could others say a bit about your own program? What makes it different from other universities?
Can I say something here?
Yeah,
so
sure.
I think the distinguished difference between all the programs offered at in this department to other universities, actually, we offer very research oriented project. And the project normally runs from March to September, which is like 6 months. But if you look at other universities, normally they're 3 months project time. And this kind of like an actual 3 months, it will give you more insight into how the cutting edge research is being conducted. And also you have more engaged with your supervisor to know about the core of the of your project. And that will, because I graduated from our own department's programs, I actually personally benefit very, very much from doing this research.
Thank you, Yuan Chang. Any other program directors want to say something?
Yeah, can
Okay,
I
so
follow up?
sorry,
Yan Chang's
yeah,
point?
please, yeah.
Yeah, about the project. Sorry, I couldn't switch on my camera. And our research project is also very popular and a wide choice. Not only the students doing the project in the mechanical engineering, but also have supervisor from the medical physics, school pharmacies, and then the hospital with clinicians. So give students really the experience to the real kind of a clinical challenge, and then how to work together between the life science and then engineering. Thank you.
Is
Thank you,
this the
Jie.
question
Yeah.
about what makes the programs unique?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so maybe I can ask, maybe I can respond here, because these programs, the engineering with finance and the engineering with innovation, as well as manufacturing innovation enterprise, they're quite unique. And not only they combine engineering with business, finance, and innovation entrepreneurship, but also they do so in collaboration with the management school of UCL and the computer science. So they're truly multidisciplinary programs. And I feel that what you get is quite unique in the sense that normally the innovation and technology entrepreneurship programs, they are offered by management schools, but here we have an engineering program which offers also exposure to these very important subjects. And yeah, I think this is quite unique.
Thank you, Stavroula. Okay, so next question. I'm looking to specialize in design and manufacturing and finding it difficult to decide between the courses. Which masters would likely be the best suited for this career direction? Maybe Rafa and myself, we can say a few things about this question. Rafa, would you like to start? Design and manufacturing.
I mean, it's a complicated question. And sorry for the silly answer, but because both programs are very competitive, I will encourage the student to apply to both.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good answer. So from my point of view, we have one program, future manufacturing and another skill engineering, another one manufacturing with innovation enterprise. I would say the main difference between these two is for the future manufacturing and skill engineering, it focuses more on the technical side for manufacturing, different materials, different methods. And for the other one, manufacturing with innovation and enterprise, it has a bit more element about the business side, commercialization. So think about if you want to focus on, let's say, product development, or you focus on this commercialization to the market.
That's an excellent answer, actually.
Thank you, Rafa. So next one, what's your sales support on finding jobs and career opportunities? Valerie?
Hello again. Yes. Well, like I've said before, we have a lot of resources here within the department, but we also encourage students to register with the Engineering Career Service. Because the Engineering Career Service, they do run loads of sessions. They do also offer one-to-one career support, help with CV writing. They also help you with your job applications. And they also have a jobs board where you can apply for any positions that they promote there. And they also run a series of faculty-wide events. Here in mechanical engineering, we organize our own events as well. So we do have a lot of industry guest speakers come in to promote opportunities. We work closely with the student societies and we do joint events. Examples of these events are industry lunchtime talks, where we have industry guest speakers come in, where they promote opportunities, talk about their internship programs, even industry programs and graduate roles. We do a series of we also have our own engineering fair, like where we have startup companies come in to promote opportunities. We have SMEs that will come in to promote opportunities and speak to our students. We have a strong connection with the engineering institutions like the IMechE, IMAREST and RENA, and all of them have careers platforms where students can obtain information about job opportunities and what support they can get. We also do industry visits as well. So if companies come to us because they are looking or headhunting students, what we do is we organize industry visits and give students the opportunity to visit these organizations, have a tour of the facilities and hear about their job opportunities. And also to let students know that once you register with engineering careers, you will get careers support for up to 3 years after you graduate. And that's for all students. We have a good relationship with GradCracker. So GradCracker run a series of industry webinar events every Thursday at 1 till 2 or 2 till 3 o'clock, where companies will do presentations on their organization, on their graduate roles, internships, and how students can apply. So we do a variety of activities within the department, and there's also a lot of support from the faculty as well.
Thank you, Valerie, for the detailed answer. So move on to the next question. I think that's for you, Yuan Chang, about power system. Basically, students working as an electric mechanical engineer at the moment, and asking about the program. Is it possible to do it part-time? Another concern is the grades, a 2-2 degree, and but the student, they have industry experience. So Yuan Chang.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we do offer the part-time opportunities. I think what you need to do is just, I think we've got some information from the website, and you can find more details about how to do this program via part-time route. The only difference between the full-time and part-time, of course, is that you're going to take more time to study. In the meantime, you probably have less modules to finish for each academic year. Regarding the specific application, I'm afraid I couldn't make a comment here explicitly to you. But as mentioned, the minimum requirement is 2-1, but we do offer, welcome applications with intensive industry applications. Yeah, it's case by case sometimes.
Thank you, Yuan Chang. So next question, do students have access to labs? Yeah, the answer is definitely yes. So you can have access to labs for all different activities. For example, when you learn certain modules, we have a variety of different activities. You not only take lectures in the lecture theaters, you have the lab sessions, and also they all contribute to your coursework or other report. But also, more importantly, when you do your individual project, it can be, let's say, computer-based modeling work, it can be lab-based experiment work, or it can be a mix, depends on what you choose from the catalog. And definitely you would have access to labs and all different labs, teaching labs, research labs, and we have dry labs. You do like the mechanical testing, tensile bonding testing, and 3D printing, and we also have like, let's say, wet labs. You do more like the experiments related to biomechanical research. Okay, so next question, can I ask about the qualification for the chartered engineering? So Valerie.
Yeah, from my understanding, if you want to be chartered, you'd have to be registered with one of the engineering institutions, whether it be the IMechE, RENA, IMAREST. And then I think you have to be at master's level, I think, or degree level, but you'd have to be in a workplace. You have to be working, but doing a period of work where your work is assessed by someone from the engineering institutions, or it could be somebody from within the company. And what it is, you have to meet certain standards, and they are usually monitored, I think, by someone from the institution that will come and kind of look into that. I'm not sure how the formalities work, but you'd have to be registered, I think, with one of the institutions to do that. And you'd have to be in employment. Tom's hand up.
Yeah, Tom
Tom.
has.
Sorry, if I could just add something that might be helpful to that.
Sure.
So Valerie is correct in saying that, but our degree programs themselves are accredited by many of the engineering institutions. I can't speak to all of the programs, but for example, for the Marine Engineering and Naval Architecture programs, they are both accredited by the Royal Institution of Naval Architects and the Institute of Marine Engineering, Science and Technology. And what that means is it allows you in some sense to fast track, because basically says if you go to those institutions with a piece of paper saying that you have one of our degrees, it confirms to the institution that you have the appropriate level of academic technical knowledge. And so there will then be the other requirements around industry experience and so on. But our degrees are accredited in that sense. That gives you a sort of a fast track through that process. I hope that helps.
It's also
Thank
good
you,
to register with the institutions as well.
Can I also chip in here, actually? So I think that's the most important point, that all our MSc programs are accredited, and that applies also to the finance and innovation programs, which means that the engineering element has to be kept strong. That's why I mentioned earlier on that if you are looking for financial engineering program or something like that, these are not the MSc programs to apply for. For accreditation purposes, we need basically to maintain the engineering standards of the program, and these have to be quite strong. The MSc Engineering with Innovation and the Engineering with Finance, they're both accredited by IMechE, which is the professional body for mechanical engineers in the UK. This is the requirement to be able to apply for chartership later on, once you reach the level of professional experience that is required.
Thank you, Stavroula. So next question is Edward about Macspace. What's it about and can students use it? Obviously, Macspace is all for students. Simply speaking, it's a place for you to do projects, especially at MSc level. So it's a very short distance from the main campus, about 10 to 15 minutes walk, I would say. And you may have some experiments there as part of your modules, but more importantly, as a space for giving you the equipment and also the support of technical staff for you to do projects. So are there requirements for interview for mechanical engineering and power system engineering? Lama and Yuan Chang about interview.
Regarding interviews, it's not a requirement. We sometimes ask for interviews before sending an offer for the program. So it's not a requirement, but it's based, maybe we want more information about your undergraduate studies. Maybe we want to make sure that your English level is good for the program. We want to obtain more information about your industry work experience. So just to take more information from you. But if we have all of these information available in your application, it's not a requirement to have an interview.
Yes, for power system engineering, it's saying that we keep interview as one of the options, but we only sometimes we ask for the interview, as Lama mentioned, in the cases that additional information or documents are required. So it's not a mandatory thing for regarding your application.
Thank you, Lama and Yuan Chang. So next question, I think for Staff Ruler, the student asking the currently industry engineering graduate with passion in entrepreneurship, and industry engineer don't have deep expertise in engineering like mechanical engineers. So basically about the requirement, I think, if this program suits the student.
Thank you, Li Wei. Yes, actually, I think the student is quite right. So for industrial engineering students, the most suitable program to apply would be engineering with innovation and entrepreneurship. This, of course, doesn't mean that there isn't mechanical engineering element in that program. There isn't, it's quite strong. But we do get students with industrial engineering experience, and they seem to be doing well in the program. Having said that, though, it depends on where this industrial engineering degree comes from, because in some universities, you get more engineering than others. So we would like to see some engineering in this transcripts. We will have to go through the transcript and look at the individual modules that the student might have taken. Does this answer the question?
Thank you, Staff Ruler. So next question, I think, is for Lama about mechanical engineering. So student asking, do you suggest to do a master's degree right after graduation or get some work experience first?
Absolutely. You can apply right after your, if you are in your final year now in your undergraduate, just send us your application and all of and transcript of all of the modules you've been taught during your undergraduate. An industry experience is a bonus for sure, but it's not a requirement. If you have the accepted entry requirement for our program, we can consider your application for sure.
Thank you, Nama. I think the next question is with Yuan Chang. Follow-up question. Student would like to know if they can contact you about the application.
Yes, if you do have any additional questions, please do drop me an email, and I'll be more than happy to answer that.
Thank you, Yuan Chang. So I think we're spot on time. It's 12 o'clock. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining this webinar session. I hope we give you helpful information. As we mentioned, all programs, if you have follow-up questions or want to know more details, please check our website, and also you can send us emails for inquiries. And thank you all for the program directors for answering the questions. Okay, I think we can conclude this session. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.